Hello my friends, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Elise. It's great to see you. I'm glad that you decided to stop in. If you're not new, welcome back. I love having you here. Today we're talking about kind of a TBR for 2024, but instead of doing 24 books I want to read in 2024 like I did last year, I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I've made a few videos talking about the number of book series that I'm currently in the middle of, and there are also a bunch of book series that I want to try out and read. So instead of 24 books in 2024, I'm going to challenge myself to read, finish, or continue 24 book series in 2024. Is it the smartest idea in the world? Probably not. Am I going to accomplish it? Also, probably not. But you know what? I can have it lingering in the back of my head a little bit, right? But there's gonna be more than 24. For me, the goal is to just continue or finish 24 series. Whether or not I finish all of the series that I talk about today, and that's fine. Like, I get to throw out all of them, and then I get to choose which ones I want to focus on. Does that make sense? This is how my brain works, so welcome to my brain. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. It's like, you know, in a messy room where there's like stacks of stuff everywhere, but like you know what it is and you know how to find it, but like if someone just walked into your room or your house, they'd be like, girl, are you okay? But I know what's going on, so that's what matters, right? If you've read any of these series and you would want me to start with one of them first, please let me know down in the comments. I'll definitely take that into consideration. I love having feedback from other people to help me make my decisions. First, we have the Graceling series. So the next book that I want to read that I physically own is Winterkeep by Kristen Cashore. This is the 4th book in the series. So the Graceling Realm series is one that I'm going to try and continue and maybe even finish this year. Then we have Wings of Fire by Tui T. Sutherland. I am currently in the middle of book 9 and this is book 10. I believe that there are 13 or 14 books in the series, so I'm hoping to finish this series this year. Then we have the Dark Olympus series by Katie Roberts. Radiant Sin is book 4, I believe, of the series, and I also own book 5. Book 6 is coming out this year, so hopefully I can continue the series or catch up to where it is being released. I'm along for the ride. I am currently almost done with the Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, so I do want to continue the rest of the series and hopefully finish it this year. Then we have Taste Like Shakar by Nisha Sharma. This is the 2nd book in the series of If Shakespeare Were an Auntie or Was an Auntie. Then we have the next book in the Love Light Farm series. I'm hoping to complete that this year as well. Business Casual comes out later this year, I believe in... I have a video of books that I'm really looking forward to releasing in 2024. It has the release date and everything in it if you're interested in that video. I think this is the next one. No, I lied, this is the 3rd one. I have the 2nd book over there somewhere. But I want to finish this series regardless. Next we have the Plated Prisoner series. I haven't touched this series in a year or 2, but I want to give it another go. This is actually the 3rd book. My boss, actually my library director, gave it to me. I think that things are gonna start picking up, so I definitely want to try and give it another try. Whether or not I complete it is up in the air, but at least I can figure out if I want to finish it or let it go. Then we have the Influencer series by Amy Leah. This is the 2nd book, X's and O's. Also, her 3rd book in the series is releasing early this year, maybe in February. Again, it's in that video if you are interested. So I want to get caught up and finish reading this series this year. Then we have The Kiss Quotient by Ellen Hong. I put this off way too long. I have read the other 2 books in the series, which were actually the 2nd and 3rd book in the series. Leave it to me to read the 1st book in the series last, but that's okay. I finally want to finish this and finish the Kiss Quotient series this year. Then we have The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. This is the 2nd book in the DNA Duo series or duology. This is the sequel to The Soulmate Equation, which is one of my top favorite books ever. I went to a bookish event and got it signed and everything, and it was so much fun. And I didn't read it. Like, I don't know. Then we have a few ebook series that I want to continue this year. The Prime Mating Agency by Regine Abel. I am having so much fun reading this series. I have read 4 books of this series so far, and I'm honestly not in a rush to finish them because I am picking them up just whenever I feel like it, whenever I need something I know that I'm going to enjoy between some other books that I'm trying to push through. So I don't know if I'll finish it this year, but I'm having the best time reading this series. It is so much fun. I also want to continue and potentially finish the House Witch series by Delamat. I have read the first book and there are 2 more books in this series for a total of 3. Very delightful. I had a really great time reading that so far, so I can't wait to continue it. Then we have Shades of Magic series by V.E. Schwab. I have read the first book, A Darker Shade of Magic, and I also own the last 2 books of this series on ebook. So I definitely want to try and get to that and maybe finish that this year. Then we have the Heartstopper series, which I have thus far borrowed from Libby via my library. One day I would like to own this series because I know that I would reread it, but with the way publishing has been going, not all of the books in a series have matching heights, and that really bothers me. So I'm trying to wait until all of them are out to buy the whole collection so that hopefully they'll be like the same height. I don't know, is that weird? Let me know like if that's something you do in the comments below, or how you deal with like books being different heights. I would love to know what you do and if that's something that you worry about or not. Then we have the Crescent City series. I'm actually starting a reread of the series. However, I'm doing it physically and annotating this time. However, I have heard rumors that the 3rd book in the series is not going to be the last book like we originally were led to believe. So it's really in the Queen and Savior Sarah J. Maas's hands on whether or not I finish that series this year. Okay, the next 2 are maybe ebooks, maybe I borrow them from my library. I haven't quite decided yet, but I really want to finish Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. There is only 1 book left in that series, this one. I also want to finish the Ready Player One duology, so the next book in the series is Ready Player 2. I also plan on borrowing that from my library, either via Libby or physically. Oh gosh, this next series. I'm so nervous about them because I think I'm gonna reread the entire series, and that is the Hades and Persephone series. So originally it was just the Hades and Persephone series, and then Scarlett St. Clair went back and filled in some gaps and gave us Hades' point of view, but he was doing like this whole other, he had this whole other story going on. And so originally it was 2 series, but now I think it's put together as 1 series, which I'm super okay with. I'm glad that they did that. I want to like reread this whole series because a lot happens, and the final book comes out supposedly in March, but I think it was pushed back actually. That's like so bittersweet because that was like one of my first spicy books that I read, plus it's Greek mythology retelling, which I absolutely love. I really enjoy that series. Then we have a few series that I own the next books on ebook, but I'm not decided on whether or not I want to continue them. I haven't been drawn towards them in a while, but I want to still give them one more try. And first we have the Paradise Bay series by Melanie Summers. I read the first 3 books in the series and really enjoyed it, but I have the next book that I've tried reading 1 or 2 times and just can't get into it. Then we have the Crazy Royal Love series, also by Melanie Summers. I read the first book and the main character, our main female character, was just very immature for her age, and granted she is a princess, has been very sheltered, but she just read like a 17-year-old in a 27-year-old's body. I'm gonna give that series one more try. I bought the pack, like the set of the series, years ago during like a promotion or something like that, so I won't miss it if I don't end up actually reading it, but I would like to, you know, 1, to support the author, and 2, just to have a good time, and 3, for the money that I spent, but I'll give it one more try. Then we have some books that I own, but I haven't started these series yet, so here are some that I really want to try and read and focus on, and that I think might already be completed. So I could maybe finish them this year, maybe. First, we have The Brown Sisters by Talia Hibbert. I read Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute last year in 2023 and really enjoyed it. It was such a fun time. Makes me want to read more Talia Hibbert's things. So we'll start with Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and see how it goes. Then we have The King of Scars duology by Leigh Bardugo. I don't really know what to consider this because we have like the various series like the Shadow and Bone series, the Six of Crows series, the King of Scars series, but now they're all being called like the Grishaverse series. I don't really know how to approach this, but I would like to start and complete this series this year. Then we have, I think it's The Blood of Orisha, starting off first with Children of Blood and Bone by Tamia Adeyemi. This is a duology, so it's not the longest series in the world. I am a little intimidated by it because of how long it is and because so many people have recommended it to me. I'm nervous to like let them down or to have too high of expectations. You can check out that video if you're interested in seeing which other books I'm intimidated by. But I do really want to get to this. I tried to get to it last year, and like towards the end of the year it just got too crazy to pick up a sturdy book like this, so I'm hoping this year I'll get to it. Then we have the Side series by Neil Shusterman. I got this last year in 2022 for Christmas. I really want to get to it. I think this is the year for series, so I think this is the year I will finally get to it. Then we have the Bone Witch series by Rin Chupeco. I read one of Rin's books this year. It's just out of frame, The Sacrifice. Loved it. It was so good. So I'm really looking forward to reading more of their backlist this year, and so I have the first two books in the Bone Witch series that I'm looking forward to. Look at that fun foiling. Then we have the Simple series by K.A. Tucker. I have the first two books in this series as well as the first novella in the series. I believe there might be one more full-length book and one or two more novellas. Don't quote me on that, but I do know that there are more books to the series. I've heard great things. Some of the bookstagrammers that I'm friends with on Bookstagram highly recommend this, and I trust their book recommendations, so I'm excited to give this a try. I gave in to the hype. I believe this is the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. I have the first two books, Flawless and Heartless. I think it's time. I think I read the first chapter of this like before buying it, and I was like, this is so easy to consume and just absorb. So I'm really looking forward to it. The series is completed, so if I decide I want to read like all 5 or 6 of them this year, maybe it's the year for it. We'll see. Then we have the King of Sin series by Anna Huang. The series is not completed. Only the first 3 books are out, and I believe she is releasing the 4th and maybe 5th this year because Anna Huang knows how to release books like so rapidly. But again, don't quote me on that. I do have the first 3 books of this series though because I love Anna Huang's writing. I read the whole Twisted series in 2023 and loved it. So I'm really looking forward to starting another series by her. I think that I could potentially just like rip through the series so quickly. Ooh, I need to get the rest of that sticker off. Next we have Spoiler Alert series by Olivia Dade. I do own all 3 of these books, so this should be a series that I can easily consume this year. Just excited to finally give this a try. I saw people talk about this book all over the place when it first came out, just for its like body positivity and kind of breaking those norms and like misconceptions and stuff like that. Then we have the Maple Hill series by Hannah Grace. Oh, I guess the UCMA. No, I think it's the Maple Hill series now. This is like pre-traditional publishing. This is when she was still indie published. So I have this book, and then my library has the second book, and then I believe Hannah Grace just talked about the launch of the 3rd book this year. I think my good friend Miley read this book and really loved it. She really wants me to read it, and it's not that I don't want to read it. I want to read it. It's just, I don't know, I just haven't reached for it. I don't know, so I need to finally give it a try. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. Then we have the Honey Creek series by Jodie Thomas. I recently had the opportunity to meet and hang out and talk to Jodie Thomas. She came to my local library and was at an event there. She did a writer's thing, and my mom's also the director of the library, so she tasked me with like making sure Jodie was okay, making sure she was fed. We went and had dinner and stuff together. So I just had such a unique experience of being able to sit down and talk with her, and she's just one of those really awesome humans that you're just lucky to meet and spend time with. So I bought some of her books at the event, and I want to read this book. The first 2 books are out, and I own the first 2 books. And then the 3rd book releases in April. Something about the lavender bookshop or something like that, which I love lavender and I love books and bookshops. So like, it's gonna be a great time. Also, I love these covers. They're so cozy and cute. Next, we have the Sunken City series by Emma Villar-Noyes. Now, this was really cool for me because I watched Emma become an indie publisher, an indie author. I started following her early on in her journey. I don't know how I found her. I think one of her posts kind of went semi-viral. I followed her, and then I watched as she was writing the series and started publishing the series. Now she has traditional publishing and is doing all these big, really cool things. So it's been really cool to watch her journey, and I finally want to get to reading this. I wanted to read it during the summer because it's very like ocean themed, but I think I just need to pick it up when it calls to me. So there are 3 books in this series, and I have the first book. It's about mermaid. What more do we need in a book? I mean, then we have Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. I'm not sure what this series is called now because Alexis Hall recently released like Husband Material or something like that. So now it's a duology. So I want to read this one, and the next one, hopefully I'll enjoy it. I think I will. I'm looking forward to reading this. Then we have the 4 Horsemen series by Laura Thalassa. I have the first book, Pestilence. There are 3 more books in the series. This looks really fun. I really want to read it. There are so many books to read, you guys. These are just the ones that I own. Like, what about the other ones that I don't own, or like that are at the library? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Chloe Lassay is slowly becoming a new favorite author of mine. She might even make it onto the one-click author list this year. So I want to give the Bergman Brothers series a try. And what is so exciting to me is that Sam, who is also known as the artist Ink and Laurel, is going to be illustrating my book cover. So the fact that Chloe Lassay, who was an indie published author originally, now is traditionally published, has her covers being done by the same artist that is doing my book covers, and just like her success, and like, I don't know, it's just so exciting to me. So like, I gotta support Sam, Ink and Laurel. I gotta support Chloe Lassay because she's a new favorite author of mine. So I think I'm just going to slowly work my way through the series over the year. And my friend Carlina also loves this series and loves Chloe Lassay, so I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. Okay. This is the last one. Well, no, there are more. My next option for series to read or finish this year is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I really wanted to read this series because so many people either love this series or don't love the series but love the spin-off series, Once Upon a Broken Heart. So I want to start here. I want to give it a chance. I bought this book when it was on sale. I think I got it for like $7 or $8, which is hard to pass up. And then my library has the rest of the series that I can borrow. So I love this. I didn't realize how foily it was. That's pretty cool. I'm a squirrel. Another series that I want to continue this year is the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. I went through my phase of rereading that series and the Heroes of Olympus series. It was so fun, but then right as I finished that, this book came out, The Chalice of the Gods, which is the 6th Percy Jackson book. I was a little burnt out by Percy Jackson and just all that those kids go through. I was just like, I want them to have a break. So in my mind, like, me taking a break from the books meant that the kids in the books got to take a break too. So I'm excited to read this. It has really great reviews so far. I love this world, so I definitely want to finish this year. Alongside that, I own almost all of the books for the Trials of Apollo series, so I do want to start it. I have all of them, so I can hopefully finish them as well. I just kind of want to conclude this world. Some other series that I could potentially start this year. I don't own all of the books in this series, but I do own the first one, and that is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. The Novice by Taryn Matharu, which is the Summoner series. Then we have Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I think this series is complete, so it would be a good time to start it. Then we have the Shatter Me series by Tahira Mafi. I'm excited to finally give this a try this year. I'm a little nervous because of all the hype and like so many people who love it, but I'm ready for it. Let's do it. Then we have the Beasts of Prey duology by Ayana Gray. This is a duology, so if I started this year, it would be really easy to wrap up and complete. I've heard such great things. I need to finally pick it up. I also have the Furyborn series by Claire Legrand. Now, I don't know if I want to make this a focus this year because they are so thick. It is a trilogy. It wouldn't hurt my feelings to start this series this year and then like maybe put it on the back burner for a little while, let it sink in. I don't know. It's a potential choice. Then we have, I don't know what this series is called. Not sure what this series is called, but I do know that it is currently a trilogy. I believe there are only 3 books for the series total. And that is Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. So I would like to give this a try, see if I like it. I think I'm gonna like it. I need to just finally read it though. Then we have the Remnant Chronicles. Now I really wanted to read, where did she go? Dance of Thieves. But then I was told that Dance of Thieves is set in this world, but this series comes first. And that I would probably have a better experience with this series if I read this series first. So I got this series, the first book at least, to give a try. I would like to read that this year, but we're gonna see. You've already seen so many books that I want to try and read this year. So another series that I would like to continue, now the series is gonna have 5 books at least, and this is only the second, so I'd like to continue it. I know I can't complete it this year, but that is the Empyrean series. The next book is Iron Flame, so I would like to continue it and see how I feel about it. I've heard mixed reviews. Okay, just a few more. Again, these are just options for me to choose from. I do not have plans to finish all of these series this year. Just options, right? Next we have Better Hate Than Never by Chloe Lassay. I believe this is the Wilmot Sisters series. If I read this, I'll be up to date on it, and I really loved Two Wrongs Make a Right last year, so I'm excited to read this. Then you guys, last year, my top favorite read of 2023 was All My Rage by Sabaa Tahir. I have been recommended this series by a few of my friends, but my one friend that I'm really close with, she talks about how heartbreaking this series is. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready, but I'm so excited to start An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir this year. I believe it's 4 or 5 books in the series. It's like the spacing is good, so I think it'll go by fast. I don't know. I'm nervous, I'm excited, but I want to read this year. Also, thank you so much to Martin and Megan for this book. Thank you, I love y'all. Okay, the last 2 options for books that I physically own or own on ebook, that is the Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I do own both of the books in this series. I believe it's a duology, so I have ample opportunity to finish it this year. I am a little nervous to read it. I did start it. I actually got to page 27 before I just got so mad at what happened to our main character, because she is working in an industry where it's largely male dominated, and I was just so pissed about how they were treating her that my blood was like boiling. I could not read it before bed. So I'm so nervous to pick it back up again, but I have some bookish friends on Bookstagram who are like, you should do it, it's so good. So I want to give it a try this year. Finally. And last but not least, another series that I have the ability to get started and get into pretty far is the Twisted Tale series. This has a variety of different authors. It is where Disney kind of hires a few authors to write a book or 2 for the series, and they twist the story of a classic Disney movie or tale and give it a spin. So for example, this one is, what if Belle's mother cursed the beast? How would that change the story? So I have the first 3 books in the series, As Old as Time, A Whole New World, and Once Upon a Dream. So I want to give them a try. We'll see how it goes. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have so many book series to choose from and to look forward to this year. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, let me know which series should I finish or continue next. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you're doing well whenever and wherever you're watching this. I'll see you in my next one, everyone. Bye!